Hi everyone, I'm back. This is Christina. I haven't been here for a week because I've been away doing some mission work with light codes, but I'm back now and I thought I'll do a quick video on twin flames and, coming together and moving apart. This is a constant cycle with twin flames. This coming together, not lasting very long, moving apart, and it's vital on the journey. When you first meet, this strong connection. Now, it's not the same for everyone. You'll hear all sorts of stories about the love bliss bomb thing, or whatever you want to call it. I think narcissists, they call it the love bombing, and with twin flames they call it the bubble phase. But that's not actually true for all twin flames. I never went through the bubble phase. I met my twin flame, connected, recognized the connection. Sure, it was strong, but it was not a bubble love phase at all. It was overwhelmingly strong and powerful in a different way. So things that you read are not necessarily, don't think that has to be that way. Often when you meet somebody and you have this love bubble phase, often that is actually a karmic relationship, because karmic relationships, the souls meet, recognize each other, and you fall in love in this absolute, very quickly, because the souls know that they have unfinished business, and if they can complete that business together, then they can evolve spiritually. Very similar, however, to the twin flame. But the difference between the karmic relationship and the twin flame connection is that karmic relationships will eventually fade out or complete. Hopefully they complete naturally and in their time with completing their karma, and then what happens is that you part ways and you don't ever have to come back together again in a relationship, and you will probably have a nice mutual respect for each other so that you can move forward in forever lifetimes where you only come together to help and support each other, but not for the purpose of relationship. Whereas twin flames, it doesn't fade out. You may think that you've got to the point where you can say goodbye forever and let it go, but it will generally come back around again. So if you're feeling like that's it, I don't want this in my life anymore, then there's still healing to do. You haven't completed the phase. And that's the same with a karmic relationship, actually. If you think you've done it, but there's any anger or anything like that, then it's not over. So with the twin flame connection, there is this coming together and connecting and recognition in whatever way that happens for you. It might be this amazing blissed out state. It may not be. It all depends on the different stages of each twin flame on their ascension process. If one is already awakened and if the other one is still very much asleep and very much in ignorance, then it will be difficult for the other one. It will be difficult for both, in fact, because the one who is awakened may not be able to understand where the other one is coming from, because they can be completely on a completely different tangent, especially if they come from a different culture and different way of life. It could be very confusing. And for the one that is unawakened, they can't understand where you are coming from when you are talking or trying to explain universal concepts and things like that. They're not there. They can't do it. It's the same with anybody on the ascension path. When somebody has embarked upon the ascension path, has awakened and has had numerous experiences and has a deep understanding from the experience side of things, they are able to talk about things that those that have not yet awakened will have no idea. They would be just classed as a space cadet, or they just can't get there. It's like talking to someone from another planet, because if you haven't been there and you haven't experienced it, you can't understand it. So this is one of the biggest obstacles on the path of twin flames. The other thing is that if you have met your twin flame and you happen to know it's your twin flame, And, it's not that easy to just know. But if you do know that it's your twin flame, it's not always the best idea to go telling them that they are your twin flame, especially not in the early stages, because there is such a vast understanding of what twin flames are. There's a big misconception that twin flames are like, supposed to be the biggest romantic love of your life kind of thing. And so therefore, most those that are not awakened to it, and if you went and told them that they are your twin flame, they will feel like they are being trapped and put into a box and that they have no way out. And that will make them hightail it out of there, because nobody wants to be put under control. So it's not a good idea to tell them, as one reason why there will be a moving apart. But in general, this coming together and moving apart is about healing phases. So you come together, cycle after cycle after cycle. You keep going in for another round. You come in, you connect, you work through something, you will be triggered, and these triggers need to have healing. And it's just, in a normal soulmate relationship, this type of thing can happen and you will work it out between you. But with twin flames, it doesn't work that way. I don't know why. It just doesn't. And you need this time apart. So if you can be conscious, if you can both be conscious of it, which doesn't generally happen in the beginning, but over some years, say you've been connected to your twin flame for several years, and by now you both know that you are twin flames, you are able to discuss things then and work through things more consciously, hoping, it's not necessarily going to work, by the way, but hoping that by talking about it and saying, okay, we need time apart, then you can consciously take the time apart for as long as is needed. And once you both agree that you will take this time apart and to allow for healing of the wounds of whatever triggers have taken place, whatever hurts, whatever wrongs have been done to either one of you, you can take that time out. You might think that that's going to be it, you're gone forever, and maybe you don't want to get back with your twin flame. Maybe it's too hurtful, too hard, too difficult, and it can certainly be that way. You will feel that way for a while until a certain degree of healing takes place. Now, this happened to me only this year. I didn't want to ever see my twin flame ever again. But when I came back into the country that he lives in, and I came back here where I normally live, our first connection was just, we were showered overwhelmingly with this love that is out of this world, nothing of this world. It was divine love that came down over us, which gave us an immense healing, put me into a very emotional state for a few days, because it was so overwhelming, and the knowingness that this, in the human sense, was very, very difficult. Certainly, on one level, it is everything, and we are meant for each other, and on a physical level, it is completely different and is very, very difficult. So, but this brought a great deal of healing toward both of us. And then we come back together, trying very gently, because we had some big rifts to heal, very gently to heal that. But then there's time needed to take time out. And so we are taking conscious time out again. And this is how it has to be. So the reason is that the energy between twin flames is usually polar opposites, because you're here to heal polarity. So you need to take time. And that time is better if it is distanced. However, often what happens is that the distance will be, see you later, goodbye, never want to see you again. One will just go. If you can work towards, it's okay, you are free to live your life, you are free to do whatever you need to do, but we need to take this distance, but not to forget and shut the door on each other, just take the distance. You take that distance and step by step allow those energies to slowly start coming back to each other in tiny, tiny little steps. So every connection is different. Some is more overwhelming than others, but in general it's pretty much the same kind of dynamic. That this is your polar opposite, and so it is going to be really difficult. Now I am talking twin flames, not twin souls. I don't know the story with twin souls, how that works, because I'm not one. I can guess. I can try to figure it out. But for the twin flame, which is from the monad, so monadic twin flames, you need very gently to allow those energies to very gently come together. And this can take years and years and years and years, and it can take your whole life. You have to be prepared to surrender to that. Ultimately, having connection with each other is the ultimate, to at least have connection, because in that way you are able to heal the rift between each other. If you don't have connection with each other, then you have to focus on healing yourself, allowing yourself to come into the place of surrender. And in so doing, you are also raising your consciousness, because twin flames, once they are able to activate to the 10th dimensional level of consciousness, so they have full inner union in all of their chakras by the time they've reached 10th dimensional level of consciousness. This means that that healing that you are doing on yourself is also helping your twin flame also to heal. And so you are able to improve on the degrees of union that you have. Now, union happens in the spiritual body, in the higher mental body, in the lower mental body, in the emotional body, in the etheric body, and then ultimately in the physical. So that I will talk about that in more in depth later, but I just wanted to touch on this today, snip by snip, because I'm really trying to keep these videos down as short as I possibly can. I'll be back hopefully in a few days, or maybe in 2 days, we shall see, with another one to step on. I really like if you can, mention anything in the comments that I could address, then I would certainly do that. So I'm kind of just leading in from questions that come into me, or something that may have, started in my own journey that I'm able to work on. But through clients and things, questions that come through, then I'm able to work on that. So if you send in your questions, I can do that. Okay, over and out until my next video. Bye.